Welcome to Transana's Search Matrix. Transana's Search Matrix tool allows you to explore your data by creating a grid of intersecting searches. You can examine how different sets of search terms interact to gain insight into how different events, themes, or concepts within your data relate to one another. To demonstrate how to use this tool, we'll look at a season of American youth football. We can lay out the individual games along one axis of our grid and different types of plays across the other axis. This will show us how the team grew and changed across the season, as well as allowing us to explore the effectiveness of types of plays. The first 4 games of the season have already been coded extensively. To load the Search Matrix tool, right-click the Search node in the Data Window's database tree and choose the Search Matrix option. This loads the Search Matrix tool, where we define our grid of searches and explore the resulting matrix. Let's specify the games we want to look at as columns in the matrix. The clips for each game are coded with a keyword that includes the game number. Click the Add a Column button to define our first search. We see Transana's search tool. Start by giving the search a meaningful name. This is particularly important in the Search Matrix tool, where you will be looking at the results from several searches at once, and it can be difficult to remember what search terms apply to what row or column. We will select the football keyword group and choose the game:game1 keyword. We'll click Search to define our first column. Now let's define our second column. To do this, we select the football:game:game2 keyword. Note that we could select a set of collections as part of the Search Matrix specification if our games are organized using collections instead of keywords. The selection of collections in the absence of other search terms is not legal for regular searches, but works in the Search Matrix. When we press the Search button, the search is added to the Search Matrix as a search results tree. After we've defined 2 additional columns for the 3rd and 4th games, the Search Matrix tool will look like this. Now let's define our rows. For the first 2 rows, let's look at touchdown plays by our team and by the opponent's team. Press the Add a Row button. Again, the search interface pops up. For our rows, we need slightly more complex searches. Fortunately, the Search Matrix taps into the full power of Transana's search tool. Here we define a search for plays where the goal team is on offense and the result of the play is a touchdown, and then we press the Search button. Each row is added to the Search Matrix, and a new search result is created at the intersection of the row with each of the columns we defined earlier. Next, we add a search for touchdowns when the goal team is not on offense, which is an efficient way of indicating that any opponent team has the ball. Of course, the more rows and columns in your matrix, the longer Transana takes to add new data. The search results tree in each cell of the Search Matrix is fully functional. You can click on data items to load them in Transana's main interface. You can right-click collections and request reports as you explore the results of the different combinations of searches shown in the Search Matrix. This example, at this point, is of course trivial, but as we do further exploration, comparing different types of plays, player configurations, and so on, the data comparisons provided by the Search Matrix will provide compelling information that we can further explore and use to draw conclusions from our data. We hope you will find the Search Matrix useful in exploring your data and the relationships between the codes and concepts you've applied to your data.